Hey Team Beast, today I want to talk about taking consistent action towards your goals and how when opportunity meets preparation, that's when success always hits. Okay, so what is this about? So let's say you got a goal, you want to make this amount of money, or you stuck in the 9 to 5 and you want to get out of it. Okay, what's going to happen? Let's use the example of you stuck in the 9 to 5. Okay, you pissed off, you get paid hourly, and there's no way for you to increase your income. Okay, so basically, the only way to get out of that is you're going to have to test a bunch of side businesses, whether it's online or physically in real life, whatever you want to call it, a real business, brick and mortar business, working from home, selling whatever your products or services. Basically, you would have to test a bunch of different things. So now, this is where preparation meets opportunity. Okay, you think of some business. Maybe you start a website, you start advertising somewhere, and you start getting some leads. And basically, you're going to see, okay, this business model's good or not. But basically, by you taking consistent action, maybe you start 5 side businesses. 4 of them fail, you hate them. And the 5th one, you just love it. This business is for you. That is how it generally will work. So what most people will do is they'll say, oh, they hate their job, they want to get out of this. They'll try one thing. It'll be fun at first because it's new, it's the shiny object, and then boom, it starts to get a little bit hard. And look, there's nothing wrong with, look, if you can't see yourself doing this long term, then kill it straight away. Because if you just don't enjoy it at all, there's no point of pursuing it. But there's also a line there. Every business gets a bit annoying at times. There's no business that's just sunflowers and sunshine the whole way through. So it's kind of finding that balance of, okay, can you see yourself doing this long term? Is it fulfilling, not necessarily fun? Is it fulfilling long term? If so, if it was successful, would you be able to stay in the business? Then go for it until you're successful. And it always, if one person can do it, I always say anyone can do it. I've always believed that. And don't ever ask for advice from someone that hasn't already done what you're trying to achieve. Okay? So, if you know someone that's super successful in one field, don't go and ask him for advice on a space that if he's super successful in selling cars, don't ask him if he thinks real estate's a good investment. He might say yes, he might say no, but ask the guy, if you want to get into real estate, if this is a good time to get into real estate, ask the guy that's been in real estate for 20 years and made millions. That's the guy you want to ask, or had some kind of success in real estate. But only ask advice from people that, anyway, that's just the tangent to the main point, which was most people give up 2 inches from the gold. There was a story in Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich, where he spoke about a guy that was drilling for, I think it was oil or gold, and he stopped inches from the oil or gold. Another guy came in. He saw the opportunity in it. He measured and did his thing, and he realized that it was a good spot, and he was probably quite close to the gold. The guy had already done all the digging. He drilled, I think it was like a few inches, and he hit the oil line, or it was either oil or gold or something like that. And he made millions from that. And then after that, he just went on to do more and more. So anyway, my point is, there's been so many times I've been so close to quitting. And I sat down, I gave it some thought, and I made a tough decision to carry on. And as that happens, boom, just the successes just come flooding in. And it's not only in business. This is in, let's say, workouts, gym, if you want to hit a certain weight point. It's all those things. And another key is the reason why writing your goals down every day is so important is because it's so easy to even forget what your goals were. You become so distracted by the day-to-day frustrations that it's so easy to just forget, oh yes, remember my goal for this year was to create a second business so that I'm not stuck in the getting paid hourly rat race. I want to be like financially free, and I wanted to maybe try this industry out and see if I could get some success on the side. Like, you can so easily forget. Like, actually try and think to yourself, what were your New Year's resolutions? And then did you forget about it? I'm sure you did. Do you even remember what they were? If you didn't, maybe you can remember what they were, and since then you haven't taken any action. But if you write your goals down every day, but this is why people don't want to write down their goals every day, because it actually gets painful. If you're not taking action towards your goals and you got to write it down every day, it's kind of like hitting yourself in the head. It's a constant reminder that you're failing. But that's the exact key that makes you create action, because we got a consistency bias in our minds, okay? And our minds constantly want us to be consistent with our own opinions of ourselves or self-image. So what your subconscious does, it almost creates blind spots to avoid pain. And so it won't want you to write your goals every day, because then you would have to, it's like self-diminishing in the ego, like self-diminishing. Oh shit, I got to remind myself that I'm not hitting my goals. That would mean that I'm not maybe going to be successful one day if I carry on the way I am. Like, that's all super painful stuff, and it just takes a lot of dedication. You got to be humble to do it. Now you might think to yourself, what are you talking about, bro? Be humble? I can write my goals down once a day without being humble. Look, it's a much deeper level than that. I'm talking about the unconscious mind, and it's quite a complicated thing. Your unconscious mind creates blind spots called scotomas, where you actually will not see things that are in contrary to your beliefs. That's how messed up our brains are. But anyway, the point on this was success is when preparation meets opportunity. How much action have you taken towards that which you really want bad? That one thing that if you could achieve it would make your life so much better. Most people, it's normally finances. That's a big one. How much, if you're stuck in a job, how much action have you taken to be free one day? Doesn't have to be this year even, but what have you done? And I would recommend one thing a day, because if you miss a day, it messes with your mind. It's hard to be consistent with something like once a week, I found anyway. Okay, that's it for today, Team Beast. Remember to keep striving for your goals. Keep that vision in mind, and I wish you all the success for 2020.